because I need to make the next thing. So I'm going to show these ones, unsuppress. So I'm just going to move, whoop. I'm just going to move all of these there. And I need to move these as well. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, let's constrain this. So what I can do is constrain this to here, that distance, and this one, that distance. Let's see what happens. Oh, right. And let's constrain this one as well. The reason I'm doing that is I'm telling this point to move or to stay 2.7 millimeters away from here, okay? So I'm forcing that point to stay where it has to be. Now I'm going to do the same for here and here. Now, if you're an expert on Onshape, don't judge me, please. I'm not an expert. I'm just showing you different options you have with Onshape. So that, and probably that, yeah, it's a little bit hard, but I think everyone, when they are doing curves, I think they have to constrain the things that way. And if there is a better solution, and if you leave a comment on how to fix that in a better way, I would really appreciate that. So anyways, I'm going to move this up so that I know where that is. I'm going to show the, no, you know what? I'm going to go this way, but I'm going to move these, all of these up. Oop. Come on. You moved 2 minutes ago. Yeah. Perfect. So the important thing here is that I have to design the grips as such. So I need to remove the first, the big printed area. So this, I need to remove that and design the correct one. So let's do something else. I'm just going to move, whoop. No, sorry. Just going to move this further away. Well, it really doesn't matter because I'm going to remove those extrusions. So I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to remove this extrusion as well, and this one, and this one. What's left is this. So these ones are the important ones. Now, I need to do, pretty much I'm going to do a test here. Because since I'm not an expert, but I'll try, I need to show you how you use revolve. So basically revolve is using a line to, or a sketch, a form, a shape to kind of spin 360 degrees on an axis. So first, what I'm going to do is I'll create something like this, maybe. And I'm going to make sure this distance. So I have this bit of the alt grip. So what I would do is just measure how big was it, and it says it's 18 millimeters. So I think 20 millimeters will be okay. I will make sure this distance and this distance are the same, but I need to make sure that the tube is straight, so it doesn't go, you know, it doesn't have an angle on the at the end. So for that, the best thing I can do is, if I come back to this one, and I've got a 79.5 degrees from here to here, that means that the angle has to be the same 79.5. So I will just remove this. And what I can do is go the other way around. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'll create a couple of construction lines. So if you hit L, that will draw a line. And if you hit Q, so L and Q, you will see that the line that you will draw is a construction line. So I'll remove this, LQ. And now what I can do is this line and this one will have 100. So if it's, I'm not gonna go with that line. So I'll go with this line, okay? That construction line. And this should be 11.5. Why? 79.5 on the other end. If I remove 79.5, how much is left to get to 90 degrees? So it's 10.5, sorry. So this is giving me the same distance, the same angle than this line, okay? I could have done it with the parallel option, with this option. Well, could have been better, but you may learn something different. Now, from the distance, in the total distance, it seems that it needs to be fairly long. So I would say that if I measure this little hole here, that is where this piece of rod ends. So if I measure that to here, that is 45 mil. And if I say 45 plus 45 plus 50 will be 95. That's a lot. If I go 80, one second. Yeah, that's 45. And 45 will be 90. What do you think? Is that too long? Because if I measure my hand, no, 90. So let's go with 90. And what I can do is, so this line, this is, just gonna make sure this is 90 degrees, so it's not. If I hit 90, okay, and if I say this and this, so once you constrain the mesh, the dimensions of a line, for example, in this case, I constrained this one, you click that, and you want to make the other line, like this one, the same distance, the same length, you select both and then hit this option equal. So that automatically applies the same dimensions to that one. So this one is 20 millimeters. How do I know that? I hit D for delta or dimension, and you click it and it'll show you 20. But if I hit click, this 20 goes gray, sorry, which is saying that value is constrained, so you can't change it. So if I go, for example, I can edit it, I can remove it. And if I hit D, click, and I say 30, it'll go red because it'll say we can change the measure of the size, the length of this line because it's already constrained to another thing. So cool. This is 90 degrees. I'm just gonna make sure, and this will be 90 degrees, of course. So I can remove this. And so from here, this is the interesting part. How can I make something similar to this, like a round object, using that part? I'll give it a go with this. So if I hit L for line, and I'll go to this side and find the center. So click there, that's 10 millimeters. Go across, come over here and find the same center, click, hit escape. And then you have these lines here. What I'm going to do is, so I've got 20 millimeters. Now I want to remove the middle part. So those other 10 millimeters. And so for that, you can hit M, which is this trim, and you remove those lines, okay? And now what I will tell this is, okay, finish that. And I want to revolve. what I want to revolve is this object, and the revolve axis is going to be this line, but it says axis, so the axis has to be a construction line. So for now I'm going to click yes, but I'll go back to this option, and then I will create a construction line that is on this same direction. So I will click, it doesn't really matter. I can click there, click OK, and then revolve axis, and then I select this. So it creates that perfect tube. However, I can say change full and one direction. So it'll stop wherever I tell it to. So if I change this 30 degrees to 180, what I will have is half of that turn. Okay. So let's click OK there. And what I can change here is I will make this bit to be at the same distance than this point, okay? So it's, I'm just going to hide that and sketch 3. And I will tell this and this to coincide. Click OK. And then I can remove. So I'm going to extrude, remove this, and I'll go only how much? If this tube is 4.5, I want to remove only half of it. Why? Because half is going to be on the bottom hemisphere, and half of this will be on the top hemisphere. So I'll go to 2.25. Cool. So perfect. Now I need to do the same process to this one, okay? Since I don't have any angles in here, I'm going to use the parallel option. So I will create top, I'm just going to show the top plane, hit sketch, click the top plane, and then I'm going to create something similar to that. So I'll go this way, this way, this way, and this way. It doesn't really matter the shape, we are going to fix that. So I'll go the same way. So 20 millimeters here. I'll click this and click this to be equal. So same length. Then the length of this one, if you are inside this and you click this line, on the bottom right corner, you will see the length of that line. So it's 90. So I'll tell this one, it's 90 millimeters. And then I need to make sure this line is probably on the same direction than this. So again, click that line, click this line, and tell it to be parallel. But this line still is 20 millimeters. So I will click this one, and say parallel. So cool. I need that to be, just going to come down here and I will bring this sketch. So I just needed to pull this one down a little bit. And now I'll go back to this sketch. I'm going to hide this and I'll come back here. So you remember I told you I needed this not to be right on the edge, but I need it just a few millimeters away. So what I would say is just 2 millimeters away. Yeah, 2 millimeters away is gonna be okay. And I need this line to be equal. I don't want this to be that way. One second, because this is being constrained and I need to move this dot. I need that not to be in that angle, but I need it to be 90-degree angle. So what I can do is say this one and this one. I need this to be okay. 1 second. I'm gonna create a couple of construction lines that end this one. So I need this to be oh wow, got confused. Okay, what is the angle between this and this? That's 110. So it's 20 degrees lower. So I need to make sure that this one moves 20 degrees that way. So I don't need those lines. I can remove these. And I can remove this distance and this distance. And then I can do again, 90 degrees. And it says this. So because it's perpendicular, wow, it changes everything. So I'm going to remove that and then remove this parallel option, perpendicular parallel. That, and I need to say 20 degrees. Nice. That's what I wanted. So I will tell now, you have to be 20 millimeters. You have to be 90 millimeters. You and you have to be equal in distance, equal in length. And this one is already 20 millimeters because if you see when I hover my mouse over this line, you see this icon. So this sign is this little equal. Cool. So what I need to do now is just move this probably there. And what I can do is maybe this one and this one, I can constrain them vertically. Let's see what happens. So in here, what will happen is this line and this line are vertically, even though you see they are kind of off a little bit. If I draw a construction line, they are perfectly aligned. So they are aligned, but one is shorter than the other one. So I didn't find anything special. Both hand grips are 90 millimeters long. And honestly, probably the only difference is just 1 millimeter here. It's nothing. So yeah, I don't see any big difference. And probably the other thing that I'm seeing is so if I make this completely flat and completely flat to fit the metal rod properly, you see, maybe you see that this one is a little bit twisted that way and this one is flat. So probably that changes a little bit, but I'm gonna give it a go. I'm going to do this. So save that. I'm going to get back here. I'm going to remove the image because I really don't need it. I will come over here and do the same thing that I did for the top one, which is line, find the middle of this line, come back to the other line, hit M to trim, remove that, remove this, remove that, draw a construction line, so L and Q. It doesn't matter, like you don't have to draw a really long line, it's just a bit, just for you to tell Onshape, okay, revolve on this axis, revolve this axis, and the axis is this, and I'll go one direction like the band. Cool, save, then extrude, remove what I want to remove, or the face or sketch where will the face or sketches to extrude. So what is going to be removed or added. So I select these and then I'll say 2.25, which is half of the diameter of that metal rod. So hit OK. Now you would think, okay, what about the other half of it? Don't worry. What I want to do is I want to create, you see, this has like these stripes. So I could probably play around with that, but I will go a little bit simpler. Let me show you. So what I want to do is first is create a sketch on that face. The problem is I don't remember how big was this, but let's leave it like that. Then, yep, that's gonna work. Okay, so linear pattern, the circular pattern, I'm gonna go the other way around. I'm going to say 6 times and an angle of 150 for now. And the center, I need this to be here. I'm gonna go close. I'm gonna go that close. Not much. Not yet. Yeah, that. 159.85. Let's try. There you go. That's good. Now, what if I say 7? So 7 means 7 times. It's going to multiply that 7 times. What do you think? Now, click OK. Then I will sketch. Oh, sorry, no. Extrude this. So I'm going to add faces and sketch that. And I'm going to merge the scope, which is like if you're going to add, where do you want to add that other extrusion? So merge scope on this. But it's still saying missing faces, which is weird. I'm gonna select them all. Honestly, that's weird. I shouldn't be like that. Now, I say the opposite direction because I need that to go that way. And here, instead of trying to match these or remembering or trying to remember what's the distance, which is 90 millimeters, but I'm not gonna go with that, I can say up to next, and it's asking me next what? So I'm going to say next this. Oh, sorry, no, not that one. Up to face, to this face. So it'll go straight to that face, and that's gonna be the pattern. Now, sketch and create this, hit this, click here, Control V, enter. Just gonna check. No, that's not the correct distance. Oh, no, yes, it is. And I'm going to do the same pattern the other way around. Center is, where is the center? Center is there. I'll go 7. And the angle is, well, that's interesting. The angle on the other one is 159, isn't it? Yep. 159. And 7. Okay. So I will go back to this. It's like, well, I have to play with what I've got. So, yep, that's correct. And now what I can do is same thing. So what I would do is extrude. No, I'm gonna leave that like that. I don't wanna probably mess up this one, but like you can try. I'm gonna show you what I want you to try. So if you're going to extrude multiple parts, no, that's not gonna work. I was going to use the same extrude option to extrude these ones, but I'm telling these that I need this to be extruded to the next phase, which is this one. So these ones are going to extrude to this phase, and that's gonna make a mess. That's not gonna work. So we'll create a new, this got stuck, the mouse. First time it happened, sorry. So add the faces will be this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. I need to go, okay, it just organized it by itself. I need this to go up to the next face. And here in this face, what happened? Something is not working here. Probably because maybe if I go 45, there you go. So did you see this came gray? I'm just gonna undo that. Gray means it's solid. Okay. So I'll go with that, and I'm just gonna fix the extrusion. Cool, save. Well, I think, my friends, we are good to go. But I need to fix one more thing. I want these borders to be smooth, like round. So what I can do is, I'm just going to refresh for 1 second. I don't like the mouse to be stuck with that icon. So what I want to do is use the fillet. And the fillet will just round the corners, okay? Of course, I don't want to round this corner, because this corner is going to be the corner that will be next to the other half. So I need to go on that. But this option of fillet, you have to be careful. It's not gonna cause any harm, but you have to be sure that the radius, if you get this red, the radius has to be small. So you can start by 1 millimeter, for example. And what it's saying here is, okay, probably that radius is too big, so you can go down to 0.5. Let's go 0.2 and 0.3. What happens? 0.3 is okay. So you can go over what about 0.4? Yeah, 0.4 is an error. 0.3 will work. Now, that's gonna be a problem. Let's try something else I learned, which is you first create a chamfer. So click here, don't go that way, maybe 1.5. No, it's not gonna work on the round part. So let's go back to the fillet. And you know what? I'm gonna try to follow this pattern. So it's round and the stripes start at 1 centimeter in. So let's fix these extrusions. So for this extrusion, I will tell this offset, starting offset, and I will tell this to start from the other direction, 10 millimeters in, okay? So that, and second end position to be, not that one, choo-choo. Okay. So I'm going to roll back one step. Up to face, I'm going to say it blind. Why blind? Because I need it to go to up to a certain distance. So in this case, you need to go back and check what's the full, like total distance for that extrusion. In my case, it's 90 millimeters. So if I have 90 millimeters, 10 millimeters free, I've got 80. So I need to make this extrusion not 80 millimeters, but 70 millimeters long. So 70, and that stop there. So this will give me 10 millimeters here on the bottom and 10 millimeters on the top. Now, that's perfect. So what I can do here now is a chamfer here, and now I can see that rounded, like that really good rounded part. These same extrusion options, like modifications we did, we're going to do it to the other one. So not up to face, but blind, go to up to 70, but the starting offset is 10 millimeters. The other way. Oh, sorry. That way. Cool. Chamfers and fillets can be applied in only one. So what I can do is from this fillet, I can select this face, not the face, sorry, not the face, just the border, this border, and this border. I can make it bigger if I want to. I can hit 4 millimeters, for example, so that's gonna be a lot better. And now I'm going to create another fillet that will affect only these ones. So let's go down from 0.5, 0.6, 0.6, I think it's gonna be excellent. That's not gonna work there, so 0.5, 0.4, 0.4. Oh, sorry. I select the wrong, because I selected the whole face. I don't need to select the whole face, it's just that. So go back to 0.5, 0.6, sorry. There, here, 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 and here. Here, 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 and here. I've got the feeling this is not the correct size. I'll fix it in a minute. I'll fix it in a minute. Cool. I'll finish doing this and I'll be back in a minute.
75 years later.
I'm back. So I need to check what's going on with this sketch. This sketch is not right. So I need to remove that. And no, that is not right. 195. 195 is not right. 196. Okay, so it's the distance between this and this, which is 1. I could copy that and come over here, edit this one. Yeah, so this is the distance that is making this different. So paste that. And now I can change this to the angle of the other side. So can come over here, 159.85, and here 159.85, save. Now they are the same. Okay, I'm not an expert, but that's how you find options. That's how you find solutions to your problems. Okay, now time to print, but I need to show you what I'm going to do here. So I'm not going to create the top part for these ones. What I'm going to do is I will mirror this probably here or on the slicer. I'm going to try it first here. So you click, I'm not sure mirror, no, but mirror is something different. Mirror plane, let's try this. Mirror plane is this. Ooh, this is smart. Perfect. So now I'm going to mirror that, but instead of add, I'm going to say new, because these parts, they are, if I hit add, see what happened. It becomes one part. So on the bottom left corner, you see part 1, part 2. If I change this mirror to new, there's gonna be a new part added to this. And I can change, you right click, edit appearance, and I can change the color to whatever other color. This is telling you this is another part. So that, and I'm going to do the same for this one. So what I can do is edit this, entities to mirror this, and save. So this for part 3, edit, I can change the color as well. And I'm going to hide this. Okay. Now, well, this is squared. Should I bother about that? I don't think so, honestly. But I can try to print one of the sides, so both parts, like part 1 and part 2, and see how they go. I'll give it a go. I don't care. I really need to see how this plays out. Now, you would say like, okay, and then after they are printed, what are you going to do? What I want to do is just glue them. I'm just going to use super glue, and that should be it. I'm pretty sure that's gonna hold the whole part together. I will use as well probably silicone inside, just to make sure it's pretty snug, so it doesn't move. So I will select these two. These two are part 1 and part 3. So part 1, part 3, you select them, and then you say export. These ones are, let's call it hand grip right, because that's the right hand grip. And export. So give it a second, and you can open it. Once it's open, remember, it doesn't show you both parts, so you need to separate them. You click it and then hit split to objects. And then you have both parts. So you click this icon arrange, it'll show you both parts. So you would ask, okay, what's the best way to print this? The best way to print this is the area that is the flatter. Is it flatter? Like the most flat area goes to the bed. So this one is okay, but this one, I need to change the position. So you click it, hit this place on face, and then hit the face. Again, rearrange them, and both will take 1 hour and 6 minutes to print. I'm just gonna check one thing. First, the infill, I really need this to be better, stronger. So I will show you here that this infill, I really would like to have more infill there. So I'm just gonna go with 25%. It's gonna put a lot of infill. It's gonna take 1 hour and 20 minutes, 15 minutes more. I like that, no problem. I will rearrange this. So I want this to be I want this to be that way and this one that way ish. It doesn't matter. Now, I'm going to select both, and remember, try to make the printer to don't stress too much on one of the axes. So you can just shift them a little bit, and this, in this case, it takes 1 hour and 20 minutes to print that way. I'm gonna go 45 degrees and it takes 1 hour 20. Okay, that's good, doesn't matter, but it's going to reduce the stress on the printer. And to make sure this is going to print properly, as you can see, this is the mirror face. It's not like both are printed on the same direction. So one is going that way, one is going that way. That means when I put them together, internally, they will be mirrored. They will be in the correct position. So things to have in mind, things to keep in mind. This part, I trust my printers, but if you want to be on the safe side, however, I don't think it's going to be a big issue to print these bridges. So you don't bridges. So it doesn't have to have any special treatment as in supports. I don't see that necessary, honestly. I'm pretty sure that's gonna print really, really good. I'm just going to, yeah. That's gonna be perfect. So infill, then you have that bridge, you have the rest, no overhangs. So overhangs are these blue lines, these ones. So this blue, as you can see on the left corner, it says overhang perimeter, and the other one is bridge infill. So for the rest, it really looks good. At the end, probably what I would do is this line on the top will be a little bit rough, and that's gonna be on the hand, so I'll check how that goes, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be really good printing. So, okay, I will send this to print and I will see you after that. They finished. They are excellent. They look really, really great. So things that I was worried about was the top surface, or like the whole surface, and it's really smooth. It's super clean, so it's not gonna cause any harm when my friend used the hand grip. So yeah, it's not gonna hurt him. Plus, I tested them and they fit excellent. So I'm just going to fit this one here just to show you. Plus, I'm just going to use this grip thing, and if I try to move it, like twist it or turn it inside, spin it, however you want to call it, it barely moves. I know this is not the natural movement of this, but this is going to be really, really great. So that's the first, that's the left side or the right side, whatever it is. And I'm going to put the other one on it. So this is the final result. So it's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be great. So I'm just going to glue it, and I was thinking about three things. One, so I'm going to apply, yeah, I'm just gonna apply some heat to this area so that when I put the grip, the hand grip together, when I put it in, the moment I do that, that's gonna melt a little bit the plastic, plus it's going to give me a little bit more of a space. Additionally, what I'm going to do is in the gap here, I'm gonna fill it with silicone, with a hot gun, hot silicone. I'm gonna put silicone in there, plus I'm going to use super glue all around this area, so on the flat area. That is not going anywhere. So stay with me and I'll be back in 5 seconds.
A few moments later.
All glued together. So this is the final result. It didn't fit perfectly. There are really small gaps in between the two parts. Well, at least it hasn't come apart, so it's holding together, so that's good. I'm just twisting them, they're holding. However, I'm really afraid of testing this. I haven't done it yet because it's recently glued, so probably I'll wait, I don't know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes more and I'll try it. But I'm really tempted to do it right now. So I'm just gonna give it a go. Ah. Perfect. Nice. Okay. Cool. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. If you stood the whole video down to this point, really appreciate this. Please, if you want to probably share this content, leave a comment. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. See you later.